Om Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannapadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Saraswati Namastobhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhirbhavatu me sada Yenaksharasamaamnayam Adhigamya Maheshwarat Kritsnam Vyakaranam Proktam Tasmai Paninaye Namaha Vakyakaram Vararuchim Bhashakaram Patanjalim Paninim Sutrakarancha Pranatosmi Munitrayam Vagarthaviva Samprikto Vagarthaf Pratipattaye Jagataf Pitaro Vande Parvati Parameshwarao Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Namaste everyone. Hope you're doing well, keeping safe and healthy. So on the screen, you can come up exercises. So we were to parse the following sentences. So Ishvarat anyaha na asti. Asti, we didn't, it's not 1p or like or 4. So asti is a little bit different. It's, you can find it in your book, but asti is actually as dhatu 2p, okay? 2p to b. So it's not, it's not the same formations as bhavati, but it's come so often that I wanted to bring it up on the screen. So it comes so often that we see it. But asti is from as dhatu 2p. That's pratama purusha, ekavachanam, third one. So it means is, right? Is. But you see the na before it. So na goes with that. Na means no, right? So is not. Is not. What is not? Anyaha. Anyaha. So this is anya shabda pratama vibhakti ekavachanam 1-1. So and it means, so you can see on the right side there, it says another or other. So other is not. Okay, is the literal translation. Other is not. Other is not, then what? Ishvarat. Ishvarat. Ishvarat is Ishvara Shabda, Akaranta Pullinga. This is Panchami Vibhakti Ekavachanam. So this, we can say this is Apadane Panchami. It's distinguished. Or we can say Vibhakte Panchami, distinguishing two things. Okay. Either one is fine there. But other, so literal translation is other is not than Ishvara. Okay. Other is not than Ishvara is the literal translation. But when we say that in normal English, we would say there is nothing other than Ishvara. There is nothing other than Ishvara. Right, so the literal translation is other is not than Ishvara, but that doesn't make much sense English-wise. So we say not, there is nothing other than Ishvara. So that Panchami Vibhakti we translate as than. Yeah, so it's non-karaka vibhakti. Well, so you can take it apadane if you can take it apadane, which is karaka. Or you can take it also, which is non-karaka. It's vibhakti is when you're distinguishing two things. But here we're technically not distinguishing two things. It's a little bit funny with the na there. In the second example, putro putrabhyam pritak vasati. Look for the verb, right? Vasati, vastatu. Wapi, to stay, to dwell. This is Pratama Purusha, Ekavachanam. I was going to say Pratama Vibhakti is Pratama Purusha, third one. So now we look for our 1-1. So Deha. So Devadatta Vasati. So Devadatta. So Devadatta stays what? Pritak Putra Bhyam or Pritak Putro. Because any word connected to tak can be second, third, or fifth case. So putro is 2-2. Putra Bhyam is 3-2 or 5-2. So that's why there's only 2 there. Okay. So pritak means apart from, and putra bhyam, 2 sons. So Devadatta Vasati, Devadatta stays, pritak, apart from, putra bhyam, 2 sons. Okay, what kind of Panchami Vibhakti? This is non-karak to pritak. Okay, non-karaka connected to pritak, therefore it gets the 5th case. Okay. Any questions there? Okay. So let's continue with our, let's chant our Rama Shabda. You can go along with me. Om Ramaha Ramo Ramaha Ramam Ramo Raman Ramena Ramabhyam Ramaihi. 4th case. Ramaya Ramabhyam Ramebhyaha. 5th case. Ramat Ramabhyam Ramebhyaha. 6th case. Ramasya Ramayoho Ramanam. Okay, this is how far we've gotten so far. Ramasya Ramayoho Ramanam. So last week I was a little bit tired, so I was making some mistakes. So I made a whole video that I uploaded today to correct those mistakes. Basically, all I focused it on that tutorial was 6-3, Rama plus Nam. How come that Nakara becomes Murdanya Nakara? So I uploaded a 30-minute video to teach that. It is it takes 30 minutes to really look at that whole thing. So that's why I made a separate video for that, because it's a little bit complex and I didn't want to use the class time here. But all you need to know is that when Ra or Shakara, sometimes when it precedes that Nakara, it becomes Nakara. So notice how last time I said Shakara. It's not Shakara, it's Murdanya Shakara. So it's that Shakara. Okay, so that's a correction from last time. When Ra or Sha precedes Nakara, that Na becomes Murdanya Nakara. Okay. Now there's some additions to this rule, and if you are interested in that, then look at the Google Drive. I uploaded a video from today which gives more details about this. This is not essential to understand. This is only if you're curious and you have and if you want to learn more about Sandhi rules. Okay. We will go over this again elaborately in the future, but in case you're curious about why it becomes Murdanya Nakara, okay? Why it becomes that palatal na. All right. There was a question about Brahmana, and so here's the declension of Brahmana. So if you look at the 6th case, Shashti, Brahmanasya, Brahmanayoho, Brahmananam. So notice how the first na is always Murdanya, okay? But Brahmananam, that second is just regular dental nakara. And again, I explained this in the video as well. Okay, so I explained why that's the case in the video. But Brahmanasya, Brahmanayoho, Brahmananam. So a lot of vowels in this. So I hope that looks more clear when you're able to see it written out like that. Okay, so let's go to sixth case, okay? So sixth case, as we saw last time, is always connected to, when we looked at the meaning of vibhakti, so sixth case, this is on page 83. No, sorry, it is page 187. 187. No, sorry. Can someone write what page it's on? I think it's on page 83. That might be correct. Yeah, page 83. Okay. Page 83, you'll see sixth case. Notice that on the top of the page, right, what's on the screen, there's no karaka vibhakti, right? Sixth case, there's no karaka connected to the sixth case. Okay, it doesn't have like karta, karma, karana, sampradhanam, apadanam, adhikaranam. There's nothing that connects with the sixth case. So all of them in the sixth case are non-karaka. Okay, that's the first thing to note. So that's why I circled it at the top there. Within that non-karaka, the main thing that you see with connected to the sixth case is sambandha. So you can repeat after me, sambandha. Sambandha is a connection or relationship of one noun with another noun, right? And when that's used, it's called sambandhe shashti. Sambandhe shashti. So shashti, sixth case, sambandhe in the sense of connection or relationship. So let's, so it says, in a phrase such as A of B or A for B, the B takes sixth place. Okay, this is a bit too complicated language. So let's make it a little bit easier. The first thing you want to ask yourself, so I'm going to type it out here, is who does it belong to? Okay, and whoever it belongs to, gets the sixth case. All right, so for example, Deva Dattasya Griham. Okay, does the house belong to Devadatta or does Devadatta belong to the house? I guess they call it Grihasta, so maybe the house owns him, I'm not sure. He's paying his mortgage, so I'm not sure. Right, Devadatta owns the house, right? So Devadatta, it belongs to Devadatta, so Devadatta gets the sixth case. So Devadattasya Griham. Okay, so it's the house of Devadatta. The house belongs to Devadatta. So you can also note that with sixth case, we often use of or for. Now, of is more common. Okay, of is more common, or we can use the word for, but we often translate of more often. So it's Devadattasya Griham. The Griham, house, Devadattasya, of Devadatta. Bhaktanam Sukham, happiness. Who does that happiness belong to? Bhaktanam. So that Bhakta will get the sixth case. Here it's plural, there's multiple devotees. So happiness belongs to who? The devotees. So that devotees will get the sixth case. Happiness for the devotees, or happiness of the devotees. Either translation would be fine. Okay, so but sambandha really oftentimes, like especially in these examples, it's possession related. So who does it belong to? Who is the possessor? The possessor gets the sixth case. So in English, We often use like parenthesis like this. So if I want to say Devadatta's graham, in English I can even say Devadatta's house. Devadatta's house. Or the devotees, apostrophe S, happiness. Devotees, happiness. Okay, so that's another way of translating. I don't want to make this more complicated, but that possession is indicated by the sixth case. The possessor, rather. Okay. Let me find where all this is. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's do an example. So let's go to the back of the book to look at Sambandha Shashti. Okay, Harprasadji, you have a question? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I have two questions, sir.
Yes.
One is, I think that statement on the third line on page 83, in a phrase such as A of B,
Yeah.
that is very confusing, because if you call Devadatta as A and Gruham as B, it says, then it will say Gruham of Devadatta. I mean, no, it says Devadatta of Gruham.
Yeah, so that's why I found it confusing too. That's why I just skipped that.
Yeah.
But what she's doing is she's looking at the English translation. And so if you want to say house of Devadatta, house is A, so Griham, and then B is sixth case, Devadattasya.
So, so it is really B of A. It is not A of B.
Yeah, the way the Sanskrit is written, it is B of A. Sorry, it's well, it's really of BA. Okay. So the way why this is confusing is the way we read in English is opposite of the way it's written in Sanskrit. So I want to say house of Devadatta, I can write Devadattasya Griham. So you notice the order changes.
Yeah.
So that's why this is a bit confusing. So when she's saying A of B, you want to connect that to the English. A of B, and B takes the sixth case.
Okay. And other thing is, when it is Sambandha Shashti, the two nouns, they need not be in the same vibhakti and vachana.
No, yeah. So they won't be usually in the same vibhakti and vachana. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
They're
So
not samanadikaranam. Okay, so they're one is belonging to another.
Yeah. In the samanadikaranam, should it be in the same vibhakti and same case? Same vachanam?
Vachanam doesn't matter, but same vibhakti.
Okay.
Yes, it has to be same vibhakti. Vachanam can change.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So let's look at an example. So let's go to the back of the book, page 187. The example, so you don't need to open up the back of the book. I'll pull it up here. So you see the sentence at the top of the screen, Devadattasya putraha shlokan smarati. So the example they provided there. We always want to pick up that verb, smarati. Smarati is smridatu, 1P to remember, lat lakaraha, kartri prayoga, third one. So it's active voice, right? So you translate this as he, she, it remembers. Okay, I think did I get the page? Oh, I have page wrong. Okay, 175, sorry. I don't know what 187, I have that on. Okay, 175, page 175. Okay, so smarati, he, she, it remembers. Now we want to look for our 1-1, right? So our 1-1 here is putraha, just like Ramaha. It could be 1113, but here you see, notice how the verb is third one. So you always want to look for a singular, then it'll match in vachana, in number. So putraha, putra akaranta pullinga prathama vibhakti ekavachanam kartari pratama tu smarati, right? It's kartari pratama because we're in kartari prayoga. So what is translation so far? The son, putra, S-O-N, smarati, remembers. The son remembers. Okay, now a little bit different than what we're used to is when you're looking at the sixth case. So usually we go verb, 1-1, and then we go right to left. Okay. Usually we go verb, 1-1, then right to left from the verb onwards. But here we're going to go to the sixth case, okay, because it's connected to that 1-1. Okay, it's not always connected to the 1-1, but here you want, it makes most sense if you go translating son remembers, but son of who, right? The son belongs to who? The son is of or belongs to Devadatta. So I hope that makes sense. You could translate right to left. And if we did that, we would say the son remembers the shloka. And then we would have to add something. We would have to say son remembers the shloka of Devadatta. But it's the son of Devadatta remembers the shloka. So I hope that makes sense why we have to do it this way. If you translate in English otherwise, then you won't be complete. You'll have to add it later. Okay, so that sixth case isn't always connected to 1-1. It can be connected to any case, by the way. So Devadatta akaranta punlinga, sixth case, shashti vibhakti ekavachanam, so 6-1, and it's sambandhe shashti. Notice here, this is non-karaka vibhakti. But the sixth case, sambandha, is when one noun is connected with a second noun. Noun and noun relationship. So karaka is noun and verb relationship. But here this is noun and noun relationship. Okay. So sambandhe shashti to which word? Not smriti, but to putra. Okay, who does it belong to? The son belongs to Devadatta. Or the son of Devadatta. So we can say the son of Devadatta remembers. Son of Devadatta remembers. Okay, let me know if I'm going too fast. Then shlokan, right? It's on the right side of the screen. So shloka shabda, akarantaha, pullingaha, ditya vibhaktihi, ekavachanam, ditya vibhakti, bahuvachanam. It's like Raman, shlokan. So we know it's 2-3, and it's karmani ditiya tu smarati, right? This is a karaka vibhakti. So karmani ditiya, it's the object of the verb to remember. So the son of Devadatta remembers the shloka. And shloka means verses. Yeah, I didn't even think to translate that. The son of Devadatta remembers the verses or shlokas. Okay, any questions with sambandhe shashti? There's one question is, what if there's multiple 1-1s? I'm not sure where that comes from in this context, but usually if there's multiple 1-1s, then those 1-1s are in samanadhikaranam. And I'll explain samanadhikaranam at some point. So if that's familiar, then you can note that. Is it sambandhe or sambandha shashti? Okay, is it sambandhe or sambandha shashti? Okay, so notice how in the example here, she wrote sambandha dash shashti. When you write it like that, then it's a compound word. So they're saying she made it a compound word. So English we would say relationship dash 6. Okay, and in Sanskrit you can do that. But if you want to make it two separate words, then it's sambandhe shashti. Okay, if you make it one word as a compound, it's sambandha shashti. If you make it two separate words, it's sambandhe shashti. Okay. And there's a question in the third sentence is what about 1-1? I'm going to actually do that example with you all in a moment, okay? At the after we cover a little bit more material. Okay, so let's close this. Okay, so this is also in Sambandhe Shashti. If a sentence such as A has B, the A takes the sixth case. I think this A, B language is really confusing. So I think just remember, who does it belong to, right? The Pustaka book belongs to Devadatta. So Devadatta has a book. Or the book, you can even translate the book of Devadatta is or exists. Book of Devadatta or Devadatta has a book. So you can even use the word has. Remember, it's possession, right? Possession. So however you want to translate that possession, you can write of, for, or has. So Devadatta has the book. All right, so we're going back on page 83, I believe. Yeah, page 83. Going back there. No. I'm just going to cover this and then I'll take more questions afterwards, okay? So a group from which, this is also non-karaka, but the second type. So this is different than Sambandhe Shashti. This is a group from which a selection is made. So a group from which a selection is made, when that is used, it's called nirdharane shashti. So you can repeat after me. Nirdharane shashti. Nirdharane. Nirdharane. Okay. So what this means is like so you see that last example, among all the fruits, right? There's a group of fruits. Among all the fruits, the mango is the sweetest. So among a group, you're making a selection. That group from which a selection is made from gets the sixth case. Okay, so group from which the selection takes place gets the sixth case. So palanam amrapala maduratamaha. So maduratamaha means sweetest. Amrapalam means mango. Mango is the sweetest, but mango, so, and then palanam, among all the fruits, the mango is the sweetest. So we can make a note here. For we can use among, or you can still use of, but often among is more common when we're translating nirdharane shashti. So that first example, Rama Lakshmana yoho, Ramaha jeshtaha. Rama is jeshta. Rama is elder. Among who? Among or of Rama and Lakshmana. Of Rama and Lakshmana, Rama is jeshta. Rama is older. So among a group, You're selecting something. Okay, and that group is given the 6th case. Okay, so we also want to note that. Let's make a note of that. Okay, so what did I want to say? Oh, okay, so there's a note here. It says note, so this third point, note that the selection belongs to the group. This is different from Vibhakti Panchami. Okay, Vibhakti Panchami. If you remember, good. If you don't remember, good. Either one. Vibhakti Panchami is when you're distinguishing one from another. When you're distinguishing two separate things, then you use Vibhakti Panchami. Now, but this where it's different is, okay, let me just draw it quickly. It'll take a second. Well, let me draw. Yeah, okay. So if I have two things and I want to distinguish them, these two separate things, one, right, this is number one, and this is number two. Distinguish those two things within, or sorry, let me go back. Let me write that. Okay, let's say I have two separate things. I have one, and this pen is not working for me today. Okay, I have two different things. I have one and I have two. Now, when I want to distinguish them, I use Vibhakti. I don't know why it's not working, but let me try this. Okay, so I have one and two. When I want to distinguish two different things, but within one group, if I have one and I have two with a group, they use this. I hope that makes the difference. So group or as opposed to separate items. Okay. Yes, my internet is breaking out. I hope it gets a little bit better. Haraprasadji, you had one question?
Yes, sir. Devadatasya pustakam asti. And that means Devadatta has a book. But can I say Devadatta's book is? Can I say
You
that?
can. Devadatta's book, it is. And sometimes you can even translate asti or bhavati as is also.
As is.
Is or exist. You can use exist also.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so either one, yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so let's look at some more examples. Yeah, so there's a question that so far all the sentences pratama vibhakti to 6th case vibhakti. Is that always? Let's look in the book. I maybe always case, but I'm not in my memory that I'm not exactly. So not always. So if you look at number 8, for example, the says on page 170. I think that Sambandha is in fifth case and it's connected to Shashti Vibhakti. Or even if you see number 5, Devatasya Putro. Putro is also first case, 1, 2. So just note that. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to do number 3. We'll start with number 3 in the exercise in the back of the book. Let me pull up my camera. Oh, it's time is up. 6, or we would have not number 3, so time is up. I did not realize. What we'll do is we'll do some more exercises, but you can do numbers 1 through 5, the homework. This is page exercise number 14. Exercise 14, all back to the book, page 175. Which one? You can do number 1 through 5, okay? And we'll do some more examples. Okay, I'm gonna try to reset some things on my end so the internet is a little bit better. Okay, we'll start in 5 minutes for our Upanishad class. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha Hari Om.